What took a pass back with one last video for tonight? Kabuto episode 7. Most recent episode. I am definitely looking forward to this, but once again, spoiled the entire ending in the fucking preview. You want to know a cool show that's fine, but don't show it. Don't spoil the ending of the episode. Leave that to fans to see it for the first time. You lose that intrigue. You lose that reveal if you spoil it in the preview. That's a bad habit for this season. Spoil something in the previews. That's a bad habit they should get. They have to. I think they fix in later seasons. Right. Tokyo catch-up week and Pikachu catch-up week. Focus on the Kamen Rider, Space Chevy Kamen, and Ultraman. Then focus on Power Rangers and Super Sentai later. I want to put those two together for reasons. Let's introduce a new character to the story, so let's get into it. So the episode will start with a worm attack. No, usually. But of course, all members are taken. All members are set. All the soldiers there are killed. Leaving only Kagami left. Uses a blaster. Uses one of their blasters to defend himself. But runs out of ammo. Okay, was saved by a Kamen Rider. This is so yeah. He tells Kagami to get back. Right. Kagami wants to know this. Daikoro and Misaki show up. Daikoro revealing that's HQ's new Kamen Rider. Kamen Rider B, leading the Shadow Guard, which is directly under HQ. So, before I get it, he does the cast off. It's enough. His driver isn't a belt. It's a wrist device, which is not uncommon, but usually But you can tell he's not the secondary rider. One, it's too early. Or two, secondary riders have belts. They always have a belt to transform. It's called. We're not part of secondary riders. They have a different driver. But anyway, also when he uses cast up, it's Form Wasp. Then why is he called a bee? I tell you, but that's kind of a glaring issue there. Why is he called the bee if he's animal is being known as a wasp? It makes no freaking sense, but oh well. So here it is. The bee reveals himself as So Yaguruma. I never heard anyone called So for their first name. Yaguruma So. Nope, that's all the time. I want to see a bit of uniqueness. I want to see a Kamen Rider that's kind of a mixed race Kamen Rider. Asian mixed race. Because that could actually work in repairing the current relations potentially going on between China and Japan. So having representation in one of the most popular superhero shows makes sense. I keep scratching the scab by accident. The scab on my foot, I keep scratching it by accident. So yeah, Yaguruma is a very skilled warrior, so Tadokoro isn't really surprised that he be chosen for the bee. So wait, what are they gonna do with the driver that? So what are they gonna do with the driver that they had for a while since episode 1? Like, what are they gonna do with that? I'm just saying, what are they gonna do with that? Because I have no bloody clue. Yes, I get a spot. Every time I scratch, something else this time I get a spot. I don't know if you can see it. I'm up there. There's a weird lump spot, not a spot, if that makes sense. Alright. Hey, Yaguruma does commend Kagami for his bravery, but it was a bit reckless too, so he should be more careful next time. It seems Yaguruma is more of a respectable kind of guy. Which I didn't look him up then. I was trying to check up, see if he was an ally later down the line. But I learned something I wish I didn't. So, lip seal on that one. My lips are going to be sealed on that one for a while. But anyway, a couple more. Yeah, so. After that, an incident happens. The woman appears at the bridal at a wedding. Wasn't looking to it. Kami questions Misaki if they should bring Tendo in on this. Misaki tells him, oh, not with the bee going, not with the bee around. Might be too risky. But Tendo, he'll do anything. No, he's not even. No, I think Yaguruma might be just as smart as him. And Misaki tells Kami he better head to his part-time job. She's treating him a little better now. She's not as harsh as before. Which, again, makes me really change my opinion on the character. I regret hating her at the start. So, if you were fans of her at the start, I apologize for hating her. Let me know in the comments, did you dislike her at the start, as I did, or were you a fan of her at the start? Let me know in the comments, I'm curious. Meanwhile, two faces meet as Yaguruma runs into Tendo, who trying to buy a kind of dish. Of course. It took some bit of argument. They actually are a bit of a match with each other. Man, if they were just normal people, they might have gone along, they might have become good rivals. You know, well, so they end up having a cooking competition at the restaurant, and he always the judge. And he gets his hair tofu. So, yeah, they get in that competition. And Yuri tried. Yaguruma ends up being the winner. It seems that Tendo might not be as happy about that, but he does look, since he's all as being right before. But he may take this as a learning opportunity. Learn from failure to become better. I'm curious to know what truly hurt. I'm curious to know, really. The other parents died long before the Shibuya incident. And it's their grandma who died there. Oh. We don't know how Tendo got the belt in the first place, though. So I'm curious to know. But I guess we'll wait and see. Gakumi comes in just when Yakuruma's leaving. Here's the Korean saying, you must take your advice and, I don't know. Yakuruma tells him to keep the good work. And Gakumi talks to Tendo about his new Kamen B showing up. Tells him not to, with him around, they might be able to win stuff, so best, they're not going to get much involved anymore. Being of his sister and stuff. Kingdom Price is interesting, because he's not going to back down. But what is his motivation for fighting worms in the first place? Sure, he's a good person, but does he want to save human lives? He didn't have to do it, he was just an ordinary kid. But again, I'm sure we get that. I usually look up when his backstory is revealed. That's what episode is revealed in. I'm not going to look up what it is. I just want to know where the episode is so I know the very correct. So, after that, there's a theory that these worms are targeting brides or grooms. And they have a fake wedding to lure it out. Tendo is also there. He's a vision results, but agrees to stay out of it. Tell him to give the new guy his regards. But later, a woman was attacked. The theory I figure out is actually why they're attacking. And Tendo ends up being attacked on the outside because he's wearing white. Of course, he knew that would happen. He figured, man, this guy is smart. Why does he remind me of someone? Oh. He's just a Kichi Bonbon from Jaka Dengi Kai. Voila! Jaka Dengi Kai! You can say that the first 6 Ranger in Super Sentai was actually Big One. Yeah, the first ever official 6 Ranger or Super Sentai. Big One. He was the 5th. You know what I mean. If you could... What's the Japanese word for gold? No, if I want to pick my own 6 Go Ranger, of course that would make sense because 5. Go means 5 in Japanese. So, Secret Squadron 5 Ranger. But you might not be a member of the Go Ranger exactly. Like a technicality in a way. Someone like Black Knight Hyuga. He looks way too different. He's not a member official, official member of the Gingaman team. Part of the Gingaman team. He's not a 6 Ranger in a way. Because his outfit is way too different from them. Again, Toei was still experimenting with the 6 Ranger concept throughout the 90s. And Go Go By was the only season not to have a 6 Ranger, post-Jew Ranger, I mean. Not any kind. Which is odd. They didn't have to make it an official 6 Ranger. Like, the movie had technically a 6 Ranger, like, character. They could have done what... They could have worked around to keep it as Go Go 5. I have an honorary 6 Ranger in a way. Someone who's officially kind of a member of the team, but is more of who walks his own path, a loner type character. We also have a team out again. Someone, I'm just saying. Anyway. So yeah. Right. We actually see Yaguruma's henshin. It's pretty cool. Similar to Tendo's, of course. But it's supposed to be seen another Kamen Rider henshin in the show. And they both continue the monsters. I ended up working together to take down more merchants now. And they're both smart. They know each other. They only figure each other's identities. Basically, Yaguruma offers Kendo the giant, but he glides, one on his own path. That's going to reveal his true mission. If he won't join us, if he won't join them, then they must defeat Kabuto. Which is the spoiler. And showed in the preview. This might have been a lot more surprising if it wasn't spoiled. I don't know what the hell is wrong with Toy in the 2000s. They keep spoiling the endings of the next episode. That is incredibly stupid. People should not spoil the end of the episode. They should know this is what will happen in the next episode. I'm just saying. I understand when I get the action parts anyway. But seriously, don't spoil it. But, oh well, let's go. Next episode, Kamen Kabuto versus Kamen the Bee. Which is probably going to be at the end of the episode. Spoiler alert! Yeah, again, say the spoilers. But we'll see how that goes. Which, the new episode's released this week. So hopefully you'll be able to catch up on them. So if you guys watching enjoy my content, please thumbs up button and see more subscribe channel next tomorrow. Be able to come to join. See you guys hopefully tomorrow for Ultraman catch up. Sayonara.